You're rocking your baby, trying everything to soothe those endless cries. You sit down and the crying gets louder. But the moment you stand up and start walking, silence. The tears stop almost instantly. Your baby's body relaxes in your arms. It feels like a magic switch. Why does this happen? Is your baby trying to tell you something? Or is there something incredible happening inside their developing brain? Today on Mr. Grumpy, we're diving into the psychology and neuroscience behind why babies suddenly stop crying the second you stand up. You'll discover it's not magic, it's millions of years of evolution and brilliant infant brain wiring at work. And the best part? Science now gives us a proven step-by-step method to use this magic switch. Hello and welcome back to Mr. Grumpy, where we explore what's really going on in your baby's mind, backed by the latest research from Harvard, RIKEN, and leading developmental labs around the world. If you're a new parent, you've almost certainly experienced this phenomenon. It's one of the most common and frustrating patterns in early infancy, often called the Velcro baby or the carry cry. Your little one is content in your arms while you're standing or moving, but as soon as you sit or try to put them down, the crying resumes with full force. You're not alone. This happens to millions of parents every day. And it's not because your baby is manipulating you or that you're doing something wrong. In fact, this behavior reveals something profound about how your baby's nervous system, attachment system, and survival instincts are wired. In this video, we'll break down the groundbreaking 2013 study that first proved this transport response, how your baby's vestibular system and parasympathetic nervous system create this calming effect, the evolutionary reason this magic switch exists, a scientifically proven 5-minute plus 8-minute protocol that actually works, and what it means for your baby's brain development and secure attachment. By the end, you'll understand exactly what your baby is saying when they calm in your arms while you walk, and how to work with since their natural biology. Let's get started. Chapter 1. The Universal Parent. Picture this, it's 2 a.m. Your baby has been crying for what feels like hours. You've fed them, changed them, rocked them in the chair. Nothing works. In desperation, you stand up, cradle them against your chest, and begin pacing the room. Within seconds, sometimes instantly, the crying stops. Their little body goes from tense and arched to soft and relaxed. Their breathing slows. Their eyes might even start to droop. This isn't your imagination. It's consistent across cultures and has been observed in laboratories. Parents around the world report the same thing. Holding while sitting helps a bit, but carrying while walking is dramatically more effective. Why the difference between sitting and standing walking? It turns out it's not just about being held. It's about the specific combination of movement, posture, and close physical contact. This is what researchers call the infant calming response to maternal carrying, or the transport response. It's so reliable that scientists can trigger it predictably in controlled settings. One parent shared in a study, "It's like a light switch. The second my feet start moving, my baby goes from red-faced screaming to peaceful in my arms." This response typically peaks in the first 6 months when babies are most dependent, and their brains are rapidly developing sensory and attachment systems. But what's happening inside that tiny body and brain to cause such a dramatic shift? Chapter 2. The Science. The Landmark. 2013 RIKEN Study. To understand this, we turn to a pivotal study published in third journal Current Biology by Dr. Kumi Kuroda and her team at the RIKEN Brain Science Institute in Japan. They did something brilliant. They studied both human infants and mouse pups to see if this calming response was conserved across mammals. For the human part, they monitored the infants, age 1 to 6 months, using ECGs to track heart, while mothers performed 3 conditions. 1. Putting the baby down in a crib. 2. Holding the baby while sitting. 3. Carrying the baby while walking around the room. The results were striking. When mothers stood up and started walking while carrying their crying babies, the infants almost immediately stopped voluntary movements and crying. Their heart rates dropped rapidly, a clear physiological sign of deep relaxation. In contrast, simply holding them while sitting produced far less calming. The researchers conclude the infant calming response to maternal carrying is a coordinated set of central, motor, and cardiac regulations. In plain language, the baby's brain, muscles, and heart all work together to switch into a calm state, specifically when being transported by a walking caregiver. They observed the same thing in mice. When a mother mouse picked up her pup and started moving, the pup would stop emitting distress calls, relax its body, and its heart rate would decrease. This transport response is an ancient mammalian adaptation. The study was the first to demonstrate that this isn't just behavioral, it's a full physiological response involving the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system, and the cerebellum, a brain region involved in movement coordination and emotional regulation. Tactile stimulation, the feeling of being held close, combined with proprioception, the sense of body position and movement, triggers this cascade. This explains why just rocking in a chair isn't quite as powerful as actual walk. The full-body rhythmic motion of walking provides richer vestibular and proprioceptive input. Chapter 3. Inside the baby's brain. Vestibular system and survival wiring. So why did evolution wire babies this way? Think about our ancestors. For millions of years, human mammal babies in general to be carried while mothers foraged, traveled, or fled from danger. If a baby cried loudly or squirmed while the mother was moving, it could attract predators or slow her down. The transport response solves this perfectly. When the mother stands and walks, the baby instinctively becomes still, quiet, and physiologically calmer. This allows the mother to move efficiently while keeping the baby safe and attached. It's a brilliant survival mechanism. The baby's brain is saying, "You're moving. I'll stay calm and conserve energy so we can escape or travel together." This is deeply connected to the vestibular, the sensory system in the inner ear that detects motion, balance, and gravity. The vestibular system is one of the first to develop in the womb. It's highly sensitive in newborns. Rhythmic, gentle movement from walking stimulates the vestibular organs, sending calming signals to the brain. This is why many cultures have used baby wearing, slings, and rocking for centuries into this ancient biology. Additionally, close chest-to-chest contact allows the baby to hear and feel the caregiver's heartbeat and breathing, further synchronizing their own physiology and promoting oxytocin release, the bonding hormone. The cerebellum plays a key role too. It helps integrate sensory information and has connections to areas regulating emotion and autonomic functions like heart rate. When all these systems align during carrying while walking, the parasympathetic nervous system activates strongly, lowering heart rate, reducing muscle tension, and calming the baby. This is the real magic switch. Not magic at all, but elegant neuroscience. Chapter 4, the 2022 follow-up, the perfect protocol. Building on the same RIKEN team published another groundbreaking study in Current Biology in 2022. They wanted to find the optimal way to use this transport response to actually help babies sleep. They discovered a highly effective sequence for crying infants. 1. Walk while carrying the baby steadily for about 5 minutes. Avoid abrupt turns or stops. This consistently stopped crying, lowered heart rate, and often led to sleep. 2. Then sit down and continue holding the baby quietly for another 8 minutes or so. This transition period is crucial. Them down too soon often wakes them up again. This walk then sit method was particularly effective for babies who were already crying. Interestingly, it didn't have the same sleep-promoting effect on babies who were already calm. The researchers emphasized gentle, consistent movement, the same kind our ancestors would have used while carrying babies in slings or arms while moving through the environment. This gives parents a science-backed tool instead of endless trial and error at 3 a.m. Chapter 5, Attachment Development and When to Seek Help. Beyond immediate calming, frequent responsive carrying strengthens secure attachment. Research shows that increased physical contact through baby carrying leads to more secure attachment behaviors later. Your baby learns that their needs are met, their distress is heard, and you are a safe base. This builds trust and emotional regulation skills that last a lifetime. The vestibular stimulation from carrying also supports brain development, helping with motor milestones, balance, and even visual tracking later on. This phase is completely normal and peaks in the first few months when crying is naturally higher, the famous 6-week peak. However, if your baby cries excessively even when carried, seems in pain, has feeding issues, or you're concerned about their overall well-being, always consult your pediatrician. Conditions like reflux, allergies, or other medical issues can sometimes play a role. Practical tips for parents. Here's how to work with your baby's natural biology. 1. Use the 5+8 minute protocol when they're really upset. 2. Invest in a good baby carrier or sling for hands-free carrying during the day. 3. Combine carrying with gentle shushing or white noise to enhance the calming effect. 4. Take care of yourself. This phase is exhausting. Tag team with a partner, accept help, and remember it's temporary. 5. As your baby grows, usually after 4-6 months, they naturally become more independent. You can gradually encourage more floor time and self-soothing skills. The next time your baby calms instantly when you stand up and walk, you'll know exactly why. It's not spoiling them. It's not manipulation. It's their brilliant little brain doing what it evolved to do, seeking safety, connection, and regulation through your movement and closeness. You're not just calming your baby, you're supporting their nervous system, building secure attachment, and helping their brain develop. You're doing the most important job in the world. If this video helped you understand your baby a little better, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into infant psychology. Comment below, does your baby have the magic switch? How old is your little one? We read every comment. Thanks for watching Tiny Mind Secrets. Until next time, keep listening to what your baby's behavior is really trying to tell you.